border or something. It just helps, public costs. Thanks. No problem. That sucks.
That's what I heard.
I've just been waiting for them for like 6 hours, but that's cool. You're not being organized.
So you're really advocating for Marxism, I wonder?
Yeah, we're Marxist organization. Socialism, yeah.
Socialism. And what's going to happen under socialism, I wonder?
You'll have finally actual democracy in society. That's what we call for actual democracy, where people actually have a say in what's going on in their society.
But do you think that people in the countries that used to call themselves socialists had a say in the
we
work?
don't call them socialists, those countries. We thought there were dictatorships, top-down dictatorships, where the economy was planned by the bureaucracy and not by regular workers.
So how are we going to make it different?
I mean, what
This
happened in the
time.
Soviet Union specifically happened for several, for historical reasons. For example, the Soviet Union, Russia at the time was completely poor country. It was huge, but completely poor country. It was, half feudal. It wasn't even fully capitalist. And the main thing is that the rest of the revolutions in Europe failed because they were cracked down by the armies and police, and left the Soviets by themselves, isolated completely, and that's what brought a bureaucracy into power.
But wasn't socialism tried in other countries?
Capitalism was tried in all over the world, but failed many times, until it actually came to power.
Well, socialism failed in all the countries.
Capitalism too. That's why it failed.
Well, what do we have here? What kind of system do you have here?
Later on, but it was defeated thousands of times before it actually won. Socialism failed.
Where did capitalism fail? What countries?
In England, in France, in Germany.
When? You mean lately?
In England, in 16. When was that? Civil War. French Revolution, which brought capitalist reforms, failed. Napoleon came to power after that, but then they took.
You're talking about French Revolution for what? 1789, 93.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
failed, right?
So it was a capitalist. There was capitalism.
It was a capitalist revolution.
No, there's.
It introduced Congress, democratic rights, private businesses. That's capitalism.
So what's the definition of capitalism then, I wonder?
Economy that is based on private property, profit, and wage salary.
And in socialism, is there going to be private property?
No, it's going to be public. So ordinary people actually have a say in what's going on because it's theirs.
So how is it going to work in reality?
I mean, you have even today in capitalist countries, you have workers.
I mean, it's a valid question, right?
Yeah.
How is it going to work in reality? I mean, it failed every time it was tried.
Yeah,
it failed.
Again, capitalism failed more times.
Wait. Not only it did fail, it resulted in 100 million people dead. I mean, they're talking about democracy. We're talking about 100 million people murdered.
Right. That's exactly what happened in capitalist revolution.
Okay, so
what was the symbol of the French Revolution? It was the guillotine, right? They murdered people right after coming to power. That was the first capitalist.
Okay, but let me try and understand. So you're not happy with the system that we have today in this country, in the United States. You're not happy with what we have now. Okay, so your idea is to turn it to what? Marxism, socialism. That's your concept, right?
Yeah. That's
okay. So the question number one is, how do you think it can be done practically? How is it going to be different than any time that it was tried before? It failed in the USSR, right?
Yeah.
It failed in Cambodia, right?
Cambodia was completely different.
Okay, but they call themselves socialists.
They can call whatever they want. North Korea called
failed.
Democratic.
Okay, it failed in Vietnam. It failed.
Okay. Can I say one second?
Sure.
So the Soviet. I mean, first of all, you had the Paris Commune, right? You remember that? That was the first actual social revolution that was massacred by the capitalists by tens of thousands. The capitalists massacred them, killed them, shot them in the streets. That was the first one. The Russian Revolution deteriorated.
When?
Like right when the capitalist armies invaded Russia after the
So do you think that Lenin? Do you think Lenin did everything right?
Everything. No,
so,
did everything right.
But was he on the right track?
What, sorry?
Was he on the right track, Vladimir Lenin?
For about a year, yeah. before the Civil War, that was, like
Before the Civil War.
yeah, you had like 21 armies, capitalist armies invading Russia, completely destroying the country.
But the concept, the thing that Lenin was doing, he was doing right.
Yeah,
Killing people, like murdering people left and right.
we didn't do that.
Really?
Unless you can
You
give me
never.
another proof.
I mean,
Everybody tell me they do that, but
Of
nobody
course,
could show me a proof.
of course. I mean, Google it. You'll see right
I
away.
Googled that.
I saw.
Everything you tell
But
me.
I
What
saw.
about the anarchists he killed? Come on. Like, come on, Kronstadt.
Okay,
like,
so let's say
We can talk about
how's your approach going to be different? I'm just
what?
see. To be honest with you, I came from USSR. I was born in USSR. I lived for 29 years in USSR. So how you're not being happy with the system that we have today is going to be turned into the socialist system that you think is going to be better than the way we have it now
So
here in
that's
this
the thing.
country.
I think we need to live in society. We're working people, actually.
How?
How to
Okay.
get there?
No, how to get to socialism? You advocate for
You build mass
socialism.
movements.
Like what? Okay, you build mass movement.
Like
Then
the
what?
labor movement. that is
And then
today.
what? You do what?
I can't
Okay,
even talk. You don't even let me talk.
Okay, go ahead. I'm
I
sorry.
did the same thing and constantly.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Yeah.
want to be videotaped by you, right?
I'm trying to talk.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah, I'm still
Can you-
curious.
You build mass movement. Like, for example, you have massive trade unions that's supporting a capitalist party instead of building a worker.
But we do have mass unions. We do have it now. We had even
they're
more before.
They're supporting the capitalist party. They're supporting. It's against their interests. That party.
Okay, so you build mass movement, and then what?
Yeah, and this movement needs to build a workers' party instead of a capitalist party. It needs to build their own party, working class party,
Okay,
who
so-
actually represents the most of society. That party has to be armed with a socialist program that say we need to take over the big banks.
But how are we going to change this system? I mean, we have a particular system right now.
You're
Okay.
looking for the world revolution. That's what you're talking about.
I don't know. I'm just
Yeah,
asking
okay,
you.
that's what-
Look, I am happy with what I have right now. I was extremely unhappy with the socialists that we had in USSR, and it's the same kind of socialist. What you call socialism has always been totalitarian
Yeah,
regime.
because all of them
Always,
were based
always.
on the Stalinist model.
Okay, what's
But they
your
didn't have an
model?
alternative.
How it's going to be different this time? How? Explain to me.
Again, I was about to. So these mass movements, first of all, the Russian Revolution was a genuine.
Okay, let's forget about Russia for a second. What's your plan? Step one.
Build mass movements.
Okay, you finished with building mass movement.
Okay, once you have this
Step
fighting
two.
movements,
So you have how many people do you need for the mass movement?
I don't know a number. It's not. Yeah, it's about. It's about if they're serious enough to challenge capitalism. If they build their own party that attracts. I mean, I don't know how many you need. I can tell you how much it's going to attract. I think it's going to attract most American people, ordinary American people. That gonna look at Occupy.
Okay, let's say 300 million Americans all of a sudden become
They take
socialists.
over the
What's
workplaces, they
what's
take
gonna
over-
happen?
They take over the workplace.
Take over by doing what?
By taking it
what's
over, kicking the boss out of the door.
Okay, so you
Running
go.
the factories by themselves.
Okay, I have my own business. So you come to my business and tell
I
me
kick you out with my foot.
you kick me out with my foot, and then what's gonna happen?
I don't let you back in.
Okay.
The cops that they're gonna call on me, I'm gonna kick them out as well.
Okay, and then what's gonna
then
happen?
I'm gonna run that business by myself. all
By
right?
doing what?
By running it by myself.
So what's your idea of running business? How is gonna run and what's
It's gonna run for the needs of ordinary people instead of for profit.
okay? So you're again.
everything we produce-
Wait. So the business is not going to be profitable because the socialism presupposes the absence of any profit. So you run. Well, but that's
profit in the sense of capitalism, but really the idea under socialism, I don't want to be taped. Thanks.
It's
I
a
don't wanna
public
be taped.
place.
What's that? I'd rather not be taped.
Well,
Please, thanks.
that's okay.
I'd rather not be taped.
Okay.
Don't
Go
speak.
ahead.
And let
I can have a dialogue if I want to, right? Okay. I
so-
can speak if I want to. and-
Are you a journalist or doing?
You can't take me.
No. Look. See, I came from USSR. Okay.
I came from Israel. I came from a capitalist country. I can tell you it's sucks.
So I came from USSR.
I live in
You never
Why are you
lived.
taping it?
Well, because I want to see what these people have to say. So let's continue. So you kick me out. I call the police. You kick the police out. So what's gonna happen next?
So we run things like they do many times. on
What
the
kind of
government.
business would it be?
whatever businesses we have.
No, whatever.
No. Hold on.
example.
Well, that doesn't matter. My
Shoe
business.
factory, okay?
Okay, shoe factory, whatever.
Factory.
Okay,
We
so
take over the shoe factory.
Okay.
Right? Now the shoe factory doesn't create everything by itself. You take materials from other factories, right? Where,
well,
like,
raw materials,
raw
of course.
materials.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Obviously, as we said under my plan, they will also be run democratically, right? Because they have to do the same.
Okay, they also kick the bosses
Everybody,
out.
right? The 3
Okay,
million
let's assume you're right.
Yeah.
So then what's gonna happen?
So
Are you gonna-
once workers do that, I mean,
So I come to, what's my incentive of coming to work?
well, first of all, you want to live in a better society where actually I have a say.
But I'm a lazy bum. I don't feel like doing that.
Where it's
I'm
it's
lazy.
Finally, first time in your life, you're not going to be lazy because you're actually doing something for yourself and not for the boss.
Well, but I'm lazy. I am lazy.
What incentive will he have
Exactly.
to work cooperatively?
Yeah.
That's what I'm
You ever
saying.
heard of open source software?
What's that?
You ever heard of open source software?
Okay, let's forget
No,
about it.
what
I want to.
my
Yes,
incentive of
I
doing
did.
this?
But
I will feel
continue.
again. My incentive will be that first time
Profit is
for the
always
first time in my
your
life,
motivation.
I actually do something for myself
profit
and
involved in
for
open
society.
source
That's a
Well,
good,
I don't
pretty
care.
good
I mean, if you
and I get fair wage for it.
no, I have no answer for that. Because I want to talk
How will
about
you get away?
For one
There will
good
be no
business.
there will be no profit.
No profit. The government.
No, but
What happened in the year?
Today there is profit.
No, and what happened in the year when you made a mistake and you really paid too little for the material, and you're getting you get paid too much for the material, then you're getting too little for the
Why would
shoes.
that happen?
okay,
Why
so
did that happen? Because you were not skillful enough to figuring out how much they made. Who will decide?
Are we skillful enough today?
What?
Are we skillful
yes,
enough?
yes.
So why won't we be under socialism?
That's what
No,
we see
no.
at the moment.
We are
Oh,
not
absolutely.
skillful
It's the
enough.
best system.
And
The
the
best
no,
that has
no.
ever existed.
No one is skillful.
Well, you don't think
It's in a
so?
crisis right now?
Makes
That's
sense.
why it's in a crisis.
But what's happening in Cuba
Why is
today?
capitalism in a crisis?
It's not a crisis because there's too much
It's not a
socialism.
crisis.
I'll explain why. I'll explain why.
It's not a crisis.
But do you know how it,
Children collapsing of malnutrition.
What about
in
North
Greece,
Korea?
in school. It's not a
because
crisis.
there's no, it's not a
not a
it's
crisis.
crisis created
No,
by too
well,
much
people, they-
socialism because the Greeks they don't like working because they're lazy bums and that's what's
Okay,
happening.
you might stop talking right now.
Because I came from USSR, I know what I'm talking about.
You know
I live
about
there.
lazy Greeks and so on.
Well, I believe in the incentive. When there's no incentive, people are not gonna work. Plain and simple. We all do something for
then the
incentive.
USSR must have been a great system because there you were basically forced to work.
Of course, if you don't,
So it wasn't that
if
bad for you.
it was horrible.
I was people like
Okay.
us would have been.
But let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish with this guy first.
Actually,
No, I do. I would let me finish with him first, and then I'll get back to you.
They, for the first time,
Catalonia
And a
in
racist.
they
36.
feed everybody for the first
Me, the
time.
racist.
Yeah.
Okay.
What were you saying about Greeks?
Greeks are lazy and that's not racism?
They were not.
No, it's not racism.
I'm
It's not.
lazy.
Well, you live in America.
Not like to be on camera.
I'm talking about the society.
That's nice. If
The
you put that away,
society.
then we can discuss
Well,
it.
okay,
Or
so
somewhere else.
well, you don't touch me. This is a public place, no?
I know, but we're
Okay,
asking
so-
you nicely.
Okay,
we're
so-
asking you nicely.
okay, so
sir.
I'm-
we're asking you nicely.
Okay,
not
fine.
To
I'm
record
pointing
us,
camera
right?
to this guy.
No, he doesn't want to be recorded either.
No one was socialist.
Right?
Okay, but
In fact,
let
nobody
me-
wants you at
let-
our table right now.
Okay, but I want to
Okay.
finish the conversation with
No,
this
we
guy.
don't want you to finish the conversation. Okay, we're gonna ask you nicely to leave.
All right. All right.
Don't
Okay.
really
See ya.
discuss with racists.